Hello and welcome back. Today we're doing the 3-month update for the Indigo Invitational with my 20-ounce SoSo Clothing Ghost Selvedge jeans. So these things have been on my body now. Let's double check. I actually logged my wear this morning. Then I realized I was going to film the video, so I took them back off. I have 83 wears in these right now, and we can see at 83 wears at a purchase price of $250, I have now paid $3.01 per wear. And once again, if you click in here, you can go through and actually see every single date that I have worn these jeans. So you can see all of the 83 dates that I've worn them. But now you're here for the fades. And there's one quick note before we get into that. This pair of jeans has been machine washed one time. If you didn't see my last update video, the fades I showed in that video were shot pre-wash. I filmed those the day I did my submission photos because the sunlight was really nice. The fades were really popping. So I just filmed all the fades that day. Then I wore them to New York City before I shot the video, and I sat some gross in the subway, so I did have to machine wash these. Hand agitation wasn't gonna cut it, because we're doing this for fun as a competition. You don't need to be gross. You just be comfortable. I don't want to sit on my couch after I sat something disgusting on the subway, and then now that's on my couch because I'm just refusing to wash my jeans. Now, I washed the jeans one time. I did not dry them. I did hang them to dry. I don't have any agitation fades. I turned them inside out. I washed them with some other clothing, and then I just hung them to dry, and here we are. But the one point of note here is that these are so incredibly soft and comfortable now because all of the starches that were left in the fabric after my first cold soak, they're completely gone now. So these are almost like sweatpants, and this time of the year when it's pretty cold outside, when you're getting out of the shower in the morning and you're basically naked and still a little damp and you're cold and you're trying to put on some clothes so you're not freezing, these are really nice to slip into. It's not like putting on a pair of denim, because the denim's usually a little bit stiff and it's not quite cozy and comfortable. No, this is almost like sliding a nice warm pair of sweatpants on your legs. So throwing these on now after I got a shower in the morning when it's cold out, these feel really, really nice. Okay, let's get into the fades. And let's start right up top here with my pockets. Now I am right-handed, but you can see my right pocket, it does look pretty straight, but for some reason the left one, it has this little fold over here. I think it's probably because we don't have anything extra here. You can see there's a little bit more whisker forming, where the right pocket, we have the coin slot, so it makes the denim a little thicker here. So even though I kind of just stick my hands in my pockets a little bit, it's folding over a little bit more here, and I think it has something to do with the lack of the coin pocket here, because I do access my right pocket more so. I keep my earbuds, which are in here, and now there's also some chapstick, and there's some change in here, because you always need that Aldi quarter. But yeah, my right pocket does seem to look a little less worn than my left. We come down, we are getting some whiskers to form here. We don't really have the high points too much. You can kind of see them starting to come through, but the actual creases, they're starting to form very, very nicely. Again, you can see a little bit of the high point here coming through, but not a ton of fading from the whiskers just yet. But we are developing nice creases, which I think over the next couple of weeks, probably the month or so, we're gonna really start to see some of these whiskers forming. Now, if you want to pull back the right pocket, I did have a Zippo in here for a little while. I was actually using it quite frequently, but I took it out of my pocket and I have not stuck it back in, and I have not had a need for it, but you can see the faint outline of my Zippo in my coin pocket, which doesn't make much because it's covered by the actual pocket, so you don't really see that too much, but it is there, it is forming. Now, if you want to start to come down the legs here, you can see I am getting some fades in my knees. But before we get there, this is still part of my pocket. It's the lower pocket because the pockets on these are actually quite deep. But this is it's a little fade mark from something in my pocket. I think this is actually from either my chapstick or my earbuds. It was kind of bulging out, so I have this little fade mark here. But if we want to come down the legs, you kind of see my right knee. It's looking nice and faded, and I think this is going to look better than my left. I think it's mostly because when I do have to bend down, I tend to take a right knee more so than my left. So we are, yeah, definitely getting good fades on both. But I think while the right knee does look a little bit bigger, they are both coming along nicely. And overall, I am pretty pleased with the fade progress. Now, if you want to come down here to my cuffs, I'm not going to loosen them, but you can see I'm getting some nice bleed through to the weft here of some indigo. This is the bottom of the heel of my right my right cuff, so anytime the back of my heel gets a little bit wet from wearing sneakers or anything like that, or I did wear these with flip-flops, they're going to get wet and they are fading. Now, it's not worn through at all, but it is creased kind of nicely, and you can kind of see that indigo fade coming through. It's going to also be on the left, just not as prominent. I guess I just really favor my right leg. You can see a little bit here, but again, not as bad, not as creased. Oh, I did just notice that now too. This is actually the inside seam in the cuff, which is probably bleeding the indigo through. So that's something I just noticed now while we were filming. Now, if we flip the jeans on over, we are going to go ahead and check out the back pockets. We'll start with the right pocket. You can see the outline from my wallet here. You can also see the bottom of my pocket knife, and if we actually flip the knife up, you can see a nice fade there from the way my knife rubs on. And the wallet is a rose Anvil Togo wallet. We will also be going over this in this video a little bit later on, but I kind of try to go this way. I try to keep the wallet facing up so I can fit both my wallet and my knife in my back pocket. I will say for years I carried my pocket knife in my left pocket, but I'm not left-handed, so I always had to pass my knife over. So I started doing this probably within the past like 6 months or so, and it just works so much better. I don't know why I carried it. I haven't carried it like this for years. Like literally my entire life, I've carried my pocket knife in my left pocket, which gives me less fades, but hey, it's okay. I'm still getting the fade mark just on the other pocket. But this left pocket is where I've been carrying my cell phone. I don't really sit on it, so we're not getting a big cell phone mark here. We do just kind of get some fading along the high points here, the seams, you know, of course the bottom where the points are coming together, but we're not really seeing that cell phone outline in my pants because I don't sit on it. I generally take it out of my pocket when I'm sitting down. But if we want to come down the legs here, we are seeing some nice honeycombs starting to form behind both of my knees. Now this would be my left knee here, and again, not a lot of high points like we are seeing in the whiskers up front, but these are starting to fade quicker than we are getting the whiskers. These honeycombs are coming along really nicely. That is the left. This is the right, which again seems to be a lot more crisp, a lot more prominent. I must favor this right leg. I am right-handed, but I know I take a right knee. But some reason, I guess the way I walk, I favor my right leg. But you can really see these are starting to form nice high points, and they are, again, getting a little bit more fade than we're getting the whiskers up front, but these are coming along really nicely. Very happy with the way these honeycombs are starting to come out on the back of my knees. But now let's get into the meat and potatoes. And these don't look nearly as good in this artificial light than they do in the natural light, but here in the crotch and in the back of the butt, we are getting some really nice friction fades here from, you know, inner thighs rubbing. It's a hot area. When it's warm out, you know, this is where the heat leaves the body, one of the areas, so we get a lot of extra sweat down here. But these are starting to come along nicely. They're actually kind of coming up kind of high, reaching toward my pocket. When you're sitting down, there we go, if I bend my leg, you can kind of see they're stretching out a little bit, coming towards more so the right than the left, but these are coming along really nicely. In the natural sunlight, these are looking really great. So yeah, very pleased with the way this is coming along. So while I feel like my fades might have slowed down just a little bit, I'm hitting that like 3 month now, where I find with Selvedge, after about 2 or 3 months, that's when your fades really start to show and start to shine. Now these did fade pretty quickly, much faster than I had anticipated. Now heavier weight denim, just being 20 ounces, qualify for that. I find that they do fade faster than some of the lighter weight denims, but right around that 2 or 3 mile mark, month mark, is when you really start to see some fades. So I think after this update, we're really going to start to see a lot of these fades really start to pop, especially now that it's colder and I'm not transitioning into shorts after I get home from work. Because yes, when it was warmer, I was wearing these all day long at work, but I'm coming home, I was putting on a pair of shorts because it was just too hot to be wearing 20-ounce jeans in the evening, doing stuff, walking the dog, hanging out with my daughter, doing anything. So now that it's colder, I'm wearing these a lot more. So now we're hitting that 3 month mark. I'm also not changing into a pair of shorts, so I am wearing these more than I was in the warmer months. So if they faded that quick in the warmer months with me only wearing them mostly to work, now that I'm wearing them all day long from like probably about 6:30 in the morning till 8 or 9 at night, we're gonna really start to see the fades ramp up. So now let's check out the fades on my Rose Anvil Blood Core Togo wallet. Now this, I'm actually surprised we're not seeing any of the blood core come through just yet, but if you take a look at the edge, you can see a little bit of that red blood core popping through. Now, I have been using this wallet for about 2 months now, and you can see it is starting to show some significant fade. We have a lot of creasing here along the spine, looking really good. Now, we don't have a lot of the blood core popping through the actual leather itself just yet, and I do orientate it in my pocket so the spine rubs up against my pocket knife, but we don't really have any nicking or chipping there yet, but that's okay. This has got about 2 months of wear. I will be swapping this one out for the veg tan version for the next month, but checking out the inside, we do see quite a bit of wear. You can see a lot of the friction from the wallet rubbing up against itself, so we are getting some nice wear, and you can see the embossment of my credit cards on the outside. You can see there's a card on that side. So we are seeing some really, really nice wear. And I will also say that this wallet is incredibly comfortable to wear. I do keep this in my back right pocket, so I am sitting on this all day long. And it's not that thick. I did take my cards out of it so I didn't dox myself when I opened it, but it's not much thicker than this. I've removed, what, 3 cards? 3 cards. I removed my debit card, my credit card, and my ID out of here. So it's not going to be that much thicker than this, and really, really enjoying this wallet. Everything is very easy to access. Let me show you the other one. Here is the veg tan version. I have this loaded up with all of my little cards. This is why I couldn't find them to stuff them in the black one, but this is how I carry it. I usually keep ID, debit card, credit card, work credit card, so I did remove 4 cards, and then I keep my cash stuffed in here. But this is how I've been carrying it, and it's comfortable. It's a really good form. It fits well in the pocket. You can front pocket carry this too. It's not going to be too bulky in the front pocket, but I am a creature of habit. I do like to carry my wallet in my back right pocket. I've been doing it my whole life. I don't remember ever not carrying it in my back right pocket unless I'm in the city, and then I will put it in a front pocket or a zippered inside pocket of a jacket. But just casually, I always carry my wallet in my back right pocket. And for years I would carry a big bulky chain wallet, so something like this basically disappears inside my pocket. I don't even realize it's back there. So comfortable to wear, couldn't carry it in the front pocket, and I did do that because I did have those on in New York and I had the black blood core, so I did stick this in my front pocket while I was in New York City, and it was completely comfortable sitting down, walking, everything. It was not being I didn't feel it digging into me at all. So it's a really good size, really good format for either front pocket or back pocket. So it is a true slim wallet. So really the Anvil Togo wallet is really, really nice. And now I'm going to switch from the blood core into the veg tan for the next month, and we're going to get some nice wear on this one because this is going to hopefully pick up a little bit more of the indigo. You can see it did get a little bit there, but not nearly as much of transfer. I thought this was going to have a lot more transfer. But yeah, blood core. Now this one has about 2 months of wear on it. I started with this, then I switched for the review. I started here, switched into the veg tan, and then I went back to the blood core. And yeah, so this is about 2 months of wear on it. So this is what you could expect after about 2 months of use out of a Anvil Togo wallet. Pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with the fades I'm getting out of my SoSos. So if you're looking at the ghost denim, I'm gonna say this is a really, really good denim. These cost $250 brand new. I don't have any affiliation with SoSo. I bought these with my own money. I did ask a bunch of questions to them, and I actually am not, full disclosure, I did ask them if they wanted to work together for the Indigo Invitational, because I have worked with Brave Star in the past for the Red Line Rally, but they declined my offer, and I paid for these with my own money. I did join the Facebook group, which I do post some videos or some photos, and I'll probably post this video in there as well, but I'm not affiliated with them. I bought these with my own money, and I think $250 is a pretty good price for these 20-ounce heavyweight Selvedge. And you can basically pick, what, 4 different cuts they have in these. This is the 003, which is their classic cut. I think they renamed them, but this is the classic cut. So very happy with the denim now that they have been machine washed. I know a lot of people aren't going to do that, but you know, when your jeans are dirty, you wash them, and sometimes hand washing isn't going to be enough. They are so incredibly soft and very, very comfortable. So I'm very happy with these jeans thus far. They're really, really comfortable, and they're starting to fade really, really nice. But $250 is a really good price to pay for heavyweight denim, especially denim that has turned out to be so incredibly comfortable. So there's my 3-month update for Y5 of the Indigo Invitational. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe so you can stay tuned for 4-month update and beyond. Good night.